If you love philosophy or if you love Stoicism exactly as me, then starting a YouTube channel or at least considering it is one of the best ways that you can do right now. Yeah, imagine Marcus Aurelius, right, from the Roman Empire, and if YouTube was back then, he was making YouTube videos. That would have been fun, right? Hey everyone, and today I'm going to show you what I'm gonna do or what war we are going to start, right, or how the Roman Empire is going to fall. So that would have been funny. But if we get serious, then I truly believe that if you consider starting a YouTube channel, it's one of the best things that you can do from the standpoint of philosophy, from virtue, and I will try to explain why I think that right now. And the reason I think that is because for a very long time I was considering starting YouTube channels, right? Right now I'm 21, and since I was like 16, 17, 18, I was dreaming about that, right? I was thinking, if I can have a YouTube channel, I can express myself, it's creative, it's fun, you can talk about what you want, you can make money by doing it, you can develop your skill set, you can document your journey. So many advantages and so many cool things came from that idea of starting a YouTube channel that I always wanted to do it. But the things that were stopping me were things that were outside me, which was what other people would think. Are others going to judge me? Am I good enough? Etc. etc. So if we look at it, these are all philosophical questions, especially answered in Stoicism, that were stopping me from taking this action. But according to Stoicism, by talking about the virtues, one of them is courage, starting a YouTube channel is one of the most courageous things that you can do, because you think that others are going to judge you, strangers can leave mean comments to you, but you do it anyway. And courage is the only virtue in the world that cannot be faked, because you can fake honesty, you can fake love, you can fake all the virtues except the courage. Because even if you pretend that you are doing something courageously, then at that exact moment you are being courageous. So even if I or someone else that is starting a YouTube channel isn't courageous and they are pretending to me, by the fact that they started their channels even though acted as someone courageous, they became courageous. And another virtue according to Stoicism or philosophy that can help you by starting your YouTube channel, or at least help me, is self-discipline. And that's another core principle in Stoicism. And when you want to become a YouTuber or you want to start posting videos on YouTube, right, whatever it is, you need to have discipline to do it. Because there will be days that you wouldn't feel like uploading video, recording, editing, publishing, coming up with video ideas, but you need to do that. Because consistency is really important for YouTube, especially for the long-term success. But probably the most important principle that Marcus Aurelius talks about in his meditations, or Seneca, or Epictetus, right? All of the Stoics have talked about, or of the most of the philosophers in our world, they talked about that you need to focus on the few things that you can control in your life, and you shouldn't worry about the things that you have no control over. That is such a simple principle, yet we all, including me, spend so much time thinking, worrying about things that we have literally zero control over. What other people are going to think, what's gonna be the weather, who is gonna be elected a president, what results I'm gonna get from my work, but those things aren't something that you can control. What you can control is your actions, is your intentions, and when you focus on those things that you can control, they lead you to the things that you want and to the end results. But if you focus on just those, on other things that are not under your control, that you would just waste your life. And there's very few things from my experience that helped me more than starting a YouTube channel from this standpoint. Because on YouTube there's just very few things that you can actually control. You can only control what videos you want to make, what you are going to talk about, when you are going to upload your video, and that's pretty much it. How many people would watch it? What are they going to comment? What other people would think? None of those are your business, or none of those are under your control. So this teaches you to focus on the very few things that you can actually control, and to let go and to be okay with the things that you cannot control. And this skill set really spreads to other areas of your life. I've really noticed after starting this YouTube channel, in all other areas of my life, like fitness, like going to the gym, or family, or relationships, or having fun, I'm actually way better at just figuring out what are the few things that I can control and only spending my time, effort, and energy on those. And then completely ignoring the things that I have no control over. Because why would I worry? Why would I spend all of that time, all that mental capacity and energy on those things when I can just funnel them onto the things where I can actually make progress? And according to Stoicism, the next point why you should consider starting a YouTube channel, from my standpoint and from the standpoint of Stoics, is resilience and criticism. Because when you get some criticism, or when you upload videos and they don't get as many views, or when other people judge you, you understand that you need to have resilience and you need to keep doing it anyways, and you need to keep persevering. And in my opinion, that is the most valuable skill in your life, because obstacles or challenges are guaranteed to happen in our lives. And when you learn how to persevere, when you learn how you need to make videos and keep doing them, even when people are judging you, even when you don't get the results, there are very few other things that you wouldn't be able to apply the same trait of resilience to. And if you want to develop the trait of resilience in your life, like for example Epictetus did thousands of years ago, was a slave who still decided that he can just control very few things, and he ignored everything else, and eventually was able to become free, and he even become a teacher of future emperors. And uploading YouTube videos is so much easier compared to that, but it still develops that trait that, in my opinion, is very, very important, that at least helped me in my life a lot. Another interesting point that I think most people underestimate is the principle from Stoicism that you learn the most from teaching. And by starting a YouTube channel, you are teaching others. You are basically explaining the world your thought process and your thoughts, and you are expressing it through your mouth, and it helps you to understand yourself better, and it helps you to learn more. Because when you need to explain something to another person, or when you need to tell a story, you start understanding that principle or that thing better yourself. Because when you speak and you want to make a point to another human being, your speech must be logical. So there will be no logical errors in your speech. But when we are in our own heads and we think, there's a lot of logical errors that we miss because we are not trying to formulate a sentence, but we are always going in circles. So by starting a YouTube channel and learning how to make videos, you learn to articulate yourself better, and through that process and through teaching, you learn yourself more. And the next principle from Stoicism is impact, or doing what's best for the world. As Marcus Aurelius said, that the three things that he was living by was good character, good actions, and good intentions. Which means that all he really cared about, or at least we think he cared about, was being a good human. And when you start a YouTube channel and you have the goal to help other people with your videos, which I hope that's your intention, you are also having impact on the world. So it's not just about you and your progress and your money and your success and your progress that you can make, but it's also about the impact that you can have on others on the world. Because imagine, I'm recording this video right now, talking to my phone, and literally hundreds or thousands of people can see this in the future. Now, next day, tomorrow, or even 5 years from now, someone can find this video, click on this, watch, and it can help them. So what a good spend of your time to focus on creating YouTube videos that can literally have impact long after you have gone. For example, Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Roman Empire, has a book that right now is having influence on hundreds of thousands or millions of people, and he is dead for thousands of years. And now you don't have to write a book, you can literally just sit down, talk about your thoughts, your lessons, your mistakes to a camera, and this can potentially have an impact for years and decades into the future. Another point why I consider starting a YouTube channel according to Stoicism was embracing change. Because we all know, and Marcus Aurelius also talks a lot about that in his book Meditations, the only constant in this world is change. So a practical application of this in YouTube videos is that when you upload those and when you record those, day by day, week by week, you notice change in yourself. You notice how you started becoming better at speech, how you start looking differently at the things around you, how the perceptions of others changed in your mind, how much better you got at articulating things. And when you document your journey and you look at your first videos 1, 2, 3, 6 months ago, you see how much you changed, and you see it in a practical way. And then instead of being afraid of that, you actually embrace that. You see that change can be a good thing, that when you started and where you are right now, you changed a lot and it allowed you to become better. So you become less afraid and less anxious about the things that can change in your life, and you do the opposite, which means you're open to embrace it. The next wonderful point on why you should consider starting a YouTube channel is gratitude. Because when you document your journey and from 1, 2 or 3 years you look back at your first videos and you see how much progress you made, of course you feel grateful, and it gives perspective to your life, and you understand that there's so many things that you have already done, there's so many obstacles that you have overcome, and it gives you an immense amount of gratitude and joy, because there's very few things that can help you more and can give you that feeling of seeing that you make progress, of seeing that you get better, of seeing that you actually have an impact on your life and on life of others. So starting a YouTube channel will 100% give an immense feeling of gratitude, because day by day you will see how much better you get, and you will start appreciating the work that you do and the progress that you are making. The next important Stoic principle is authenticity and honesty, And when you make YouTube videos, the only way for you to stay consistent and to do it for a very long time is to stay honest and to stay authentic. Because if you are not authentic and if you are pretending to be someone else, people always notice it on YouTube. They can see it on your face, they can see it from your expressions. They can always find another video and compare it to your first videos and see that there's a lot of misalignment there. So you will basically get exposed, and it's harder to do emotionally, mentally. So of course you would rather just be honest and transparent, because that's the best way to grow, and this naturally reinforces these virtues onto you, so you become more honest and more transparent, which is one of the best virtues that you can ever have in your life, at least in my opinion. And another interesting principle that really helped me in my YouTube career is understanding the power of focus. Because according to Stoicism and according to philosophy, you must learn how to focus on the few things that matter the most and completely ignore everything else. You need to determine what are the things that are the most important to you, and you need to always keep them as a priority. And when you start posting videos on YouTube, you learn focus as a second order consequence. Because you cannot be unfocused and just sit down on a chair and talk to a camera for 10, 15 or 20 minutes straight. You cannot go and talk to a friend and then grab something and then eat and then do something else. No, when you're recording a video or when you're coming up with a script or when you're ideating or when you're looking at your channel and learning from it, these are singular tasks that you must focus on to make progress in. So because content creation is an immense thing and it's so broad and it's so different and you can talk about unlimited topics, starting a YouTube channel forces you to focus on what's gonna be your niche, what you are going to talk about, what is the most important to you, what you are going to focus on and what you are going to ignore. And that's one of the best skills and character traits, in my opinion, that you can develop in 21st century when everyone else is watching YouTube shorts, TikTok, Instagram reels, and their attention spans are getting weaker and weaker. By creating content on YouTube yourself, you learn how to focus on a singular task and how to get it done. And this is one of the best skills and traits that can actually differentiate you and help you to not only develop these virtues, but also have a competitive advantage, which will help you in your life. So these were some of the most important principles, in my opinion, on why you should consider starting a YouTube channel according to Stoicism. So if you related to this, let me know in the comments. And if you want to learn how exactly I use these principles to not only develop myself, but to also make hundreds of thousands of dollars on YouTube and become financially free at such a young age, then you can just click this video and check it out if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.